Hey, good morning and welcome back to our channel. This morning I have Miss Nora Settles on, and we're going to go over a couple things about getting started with JanPro. Um, and I'm going to answer any questions that she may have to get started. Welcome. Good morning, Miss Lenora. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. Um, so I posted a video and I asked for anybody that wanted to jump on a Zoom call to jump on a Zoom call with me. And I can walk you through things that we're doing to get, financially free. So I don't know if you want to get started with you're getting started with JanPro, if you want to get started with anything else, but I'm here to answer any questions that I may have the knowledge or information that I could give you. So what questions do you have for us?
So I've actually had a Gen Pro franchise for 2 years now.
Okay.
Um,
Congratulations.
it's going pretty well.
Okay.
Thank you. Um, Before I purchased, I actually was following you and your wife, so you guys encouraged me to do that. I took your advice on that. So it's going pretty well. Now I'm looking for another outlet to begin receiving income in, and wanted to actually know about other industries to get in, because I always hear you all reference to real estate and things like that. So
Yeah.
that's where my questions come in at.
Okay.
Um, I just looked at one of your videos a few days ago, and I believe it's an older video, and it was breaking down the contracts and all that, because I always kind of rewatch videos again just to make sure I didn't miss anything, right? So I think I've mastered that part on my end for my Gen Pro franchise. So I revamped some numbers. So I'm seeing more numbers. I'm seeing more income off of it, which is
Good.
a plus for me. But I am interested in the other things that I can get into concerning real estate as well,
Okay.
to continue my road of financial freedom.
Okay, great. What city are you in?
I'm in Washington D.C.
Okay. I have a friend up there. He got started with JanPro now in DC. I'm gonna have
Okay,
you guys link up because he's in DC as well. Um,
okay, that'll work.
so I'll pass along his information so you guys can link up. Um, with real estate now, what I know DC is a bigger market. Prices are crazy in DC.
Super
Um,
crazy.
mm, so what are you looking to get into as far as uh, real estate investing? The Airbnb sector, the multifamily buying whole multifamilies. What are you guys trying to do in the DC area?
um, I'm actually interested in every aspect of it,
Okay.
but um, for me, I always want to get into the easiest one first and then grow my way up. For me, that gives me the ability to gain more knowledge about the industry while I'm actually in it when I do things that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. You don't want
so
to be
I'm
over your
looking for
head.
recommendations, right?
Yeah. You don't want to go over your head anyway. We try to
Exactly.
do things with real estate the simplest way.
Yeah.
We try to be more simplistic when it comes to real estate. You have all these real estate gurus out here, but we're not running a race with our real estate portfolio. We're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're not trying to do all of that. We're just trying to take some of the revenue that we're making with JanPro and invest it into real estate. So that's our
Okay.
biggest motto every year. So we set out an account. So in our JanPro portfolio, what we do is we take $1,000 a month and we set it aside for real estate investing. And
Okay.
at the end of each year, we pick up a property.
Okay. That makes sense.
So it's a slow way of doing it, but it's effective. Like I said,
Okay.
our real estate portfolio is 1.1 million.
Oh, and
So it's effective, but you have a lot of people say go get it fast, but you can get lost in the sauce if you're not really into real estate. If you're really not a seasoned real estate investor, our thing is get started where you can get started. You know, JanPro is a good outlet to build wealth. but take that money that you're making, take a portion of it, and just save it every month. Save it every month until you can come up with a down payment to put on real estate. Now, do you own your own property now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you'll probably be looking for more of the conventional way of getting real estate, maybe getting some. So we use local banks here. We use
Okay.
small local banks
And
that
you
we
all
can
are
get.
located in Atlanta, right?
Well, we're an hour south of Atlanta.
Okay.
Um, so we're in a small town. Well, it's the second largest city in Georgia, but it's a
Okay.
small town compared to Atlanta. We have a population of about 200,000,
Okay.
and it's in Columbus, Georgia, south of Atlanta. So, but where we're at, we're in a military town. So
Okay.
Fort Benning is our military town. So um, we're the best of both worlds. We're an hour away from Atlanta. We're right there in the military town, and we're 2 hours away from Florida, Panama City, Florida. So
Okay.
we're the best of both worlds. So um, what we do is we try to buy our properties wholesale.
Okay.
So we do a lot of driving for dollars. So we look for abandoned houses and stuff like that. And
Okay.
once we find an abandoned house, then we go through the tax records and find out who owns the property, and then we just send them a letter saying, "Hey, um, we see that your house looks abandoned, it's in need of repair, and we'll buy it, as is." You know,
Okay.
and that's been working effectively for us. And I'll give you like the emails and stuff that we send to the owners of these properties,
Okay.
and that's how we buy properties undervalued. So to make money in real estate is when you buy it. So what we try to do is stay away from realtors because you're buying it at retail and it's pretty much at the top of the market. So what we try to do is buy below value and then fix it up because that's where your money's going to be made as you're buying it cheap and then you're putting money into it to push the value into the property. But if you're going with realtors, then they're going to show you properties that's already fixed up. So you're going to be buying it at the top, and so you're not buying it. You're not having very much equity left in that property. And then the when you get a loan on it, it's going to be at the top versus you're buying a property. Say, for instance, we bought a duplex here in town. We bought it for 40,000. That property now appraises for 145,000, and that's on the small side because we had a property next door that was a duplex. It sold for 160. So really, our property is worth 160,000. We bought it for 40, and we put another 30 into it to fix it up. So we're all in for like 70,000 on the property, but we have like over 100,000 worth of equity in the property. You know, so that's the power of buying properties at a good deal. We bought a 4 unit. We bought a 4 unit back in 2016 when I first got home from overseas. We bought a 4 unit for 55,000. That property now is worth 250. So you could find those, but it does take a lot of work on your end. Driving for dollars, driving around these different small neighborhoods, locating properties, taking pictures, anything that you see where the grass has grown up, windows busted out, stuff like that. Buying in the hood. You know,
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna get your bang for your buck.
Okay.
And the hard part is just researching, pulling the tax records, finding out who owns the property, looking at see if there's any kind of liens on the property. You know, that's the fun part. The research part, because you'll be like, man, I don't. And once you start doing it, you'll be like, I don't want to go to a realtor to find no properties for me because they're gonna find me. the properties is already good. Like the
Mm-hmm.
Airbnb that we bought this Airbnb for 120 something thousand.
Okay.
And right now it appraises for 170, but we used a realtor to find that property for us. We probably could have
Okay.
bought it if we had bought it the way we've been doing it wholesale. We probably could have got that property for about 80,000 because we bought in this neighborhood before for 80,000 and we
Mm-hmm.
flipped. We used to flip a lot, so we flipped that property for about 130.
Okay.
So it's just how you want to do it. If you like researching, if you like driving around looking for old properties and
I
stuff
do.
like that, that's the best way to do it.
I'm definitely
And
just gonna have to get out of DC because it's expensive.
yeah, and I mean, go to I know you. Well, don't
Well,
go to
my
Boston.
I purchased my home, believe it or not, in Baltimore,
Okay,
and it's huge, and it was renovated when I got it, and of course I went through a realtor, and but I see a lot of properties out here, of course, that are condemned, and um, I I'm interested in going to them. I just wanted to find out somebody that had the experience of, actually how to approach them. And just like you said, with the emails, sending those out and just doing more research.
yeah, yeah,
It's definitely places in the hood out
yeah.
in this area.
Yeah, and that's like I said, that's where you're gonna get the bang for the buck. Now I do have I follow a lot of people up there in Baltimore that's in that field that flip and
Okay.
stuff like that. So I'll send you a link to them too because they're in Baltimore. Now
Okay.
I don't know much about Baltimore. I just know that if you're trying to do Airbnb, it's probably great.
Yeah.
Airbnb is probably great up there because there's so much to do in DC. I think Baltimore is like what 45 minutes away from DC.
Yeah. Give or take.
Yeah.
But I'm not
Um.
afraid to go to different places. I'm not just trying to keep my search within this area, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I want to be able to see different places and see where I can grow my investment at. I'm not just trying to stay in Maryland, DC, and Virginia area only. I don't want to just put a
Cap on.
boundary on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's good because that's how we think too. That's why we try to connect, and that's why I want to do these Zoom calls because we can all help each other. You in Baltimore, you might have some deals up there. Say, hey, I'm boots on the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
definitely
down
probably
here.
what's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm down here in Georgia. If I find some things and I can't buy them all, so
Yeah.
if I find something that's a good deal and I say, hey, Lenora, this is a good deal down here. I'm boots on the ground. You know, here's a
Yeah.
good source, you know. So I mean, yeah, it works out to network with people, you know, and
Yeah.
that's the
Because people
thing
don't
about
realize that it's enough money out here for everybody.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I tell a lot of people, I can't get everything. I
Correct.
think our call to action, me and my wife's call to action is to help people become financially free.
Yeah. It's
We've been
important.
we've been so conditioned to feel like we have to work forever for our money.
Yeah.
And really, once you start getting on the side that we're on now, where your money is really working harder than you could ever work, that's when you truly become free. You know, um, but definitely, your lenders. What lenders do you use up there for your real estate? Well,
Well, I went through I believe they were Front Street for my home.
okay,
I haven't
so you will have to, and there'll maybe be some different sources. I have some sources, so um, like I said, we use small banks here in town that are local.
okay.
Because I think they do better for investments because they don't have to go through all the red tape. What I found out about investment properties, stay away from the big banks.
Okay.
Stay away from the big banks.
Do you
Go to
do you
like
use them for lending or you just use your solely your own money? I mean, for funding or do you use your own money?
um we yeah, they fund. So what we do is we just come up with the 20% down. They fund the
Okay.
rest. They fund the
Okay.
rehab, they fund the price, the money to rehab the property and to carry the note, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So Yeah, it's a lot of different strategies. So like the duplex, I bought it outright, um,
Okay.
and then I just refinanced it back into the local bank.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah, yeah. So it's a lot of different strategies that you can use with that. Um, there is some hard money. There's some hard money loans that'll fund the whole deal, long as the deal is good. So that's
okay.
where it comes. That's where it comes to you if you're buying a property right. They'll fund the
Okay.
property. They'll fund the loan 100%. Or what you will do is you'll put 20% down, and
Mm-hmm.
then in the rehab costs, you'll have enough money there to do the rehab and pay yourself back your 20%.
Okay.
You understand?
That
So
makes sense.
you'll come out of pocket with nothing. If you
Okay.
but you got to find a deal and it's got to be right. Like so, if you go out and find a property in the Baltimore area and it's 40,000, you have to put 60,000 in it, but it appraises for 240. Then pretty much you
Yeah.
pretty much come out of pocket with nothing because
Correct.
20% will go back into your pocket. Yeah.
I'm ready.
Okay, well that sounds good. And like I said, if you come across a deal and you need somebody to do the numbers with you, then just reach out to me.
Okay.
I know in Baltimore it's a different. I know y'all have a lot of different like laws and stuff in Baltimore that
Yeah, they're
we're not,
changing.
yeah, that we're not familiar with down here. And I what I really heard was Baltimore is not a landlord friendly state or landlord
Not
friendly
anymore. I
city.
don't think so.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard. Like if a tenant, so the horror stories is like in Georgia, if a tenant doesn't pay, pretty much we can evict a tenant within 30 days.
Yeah, I don't believe it's the same way up here.
Yeah, in
And I
Baltimore, I've
also
heard that it's
believe
been
they
years.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
also heard that if it's an abandoned home, if it's more than a certain amount on that property, you can't even rent it out to someone who has like Section 8 or something.
Oh,
It has to be a location that is livable, that it has neighbors and all of that kind of stuff. So those rules have changed within the last few years. I've been doing research. I just haven't jumped out there yet, right? So it's like I like to make myself knowledgeable about as much as possible and then connecting with people who are into the industry. So I do follow you and your wife a whole lot. And it's definitely an honor to be having a call with you. So this is just the beginning for me with this.
okay.
So
I'm gonna email you the link to there's a husband and wife couple in it in Baltimore that their 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 portfolio is crazy up there in Baltimore, and they help students
okay,
rehab properties, and they know all they're big. They say they're big with the city of Baltimore. So the city of
okay,
Baltimore, they know everything. They know all the different changes in the laws and stuff like that. So I'll leave a link to their YouTube page as well, and you can reach out to them because you're right there in the area, and they can probably help you more
that'll be
about Baltimore in the area. So definitely, I'll leave you a link for them. Um,
okay.
but yeah, definitely. I mean, whatever we could do to help you, and I'm so proud that you've took massive action with your Jam Pro business, and
Yes, it wasn't
and
easy,
yeah, it's not. And I tell a lot of people,
but it's worth it though, right?
yeah, but a lot of people, they talk bad about Jam Pro, and I tell a lot of
Yeah,
people, it's what you make it. The biggest
it
part,
definitely is.
we talk about what Jam Pro is making. Oh well, they're taking 30% of your business,
You
or they're
can't worry
taking
about that.
20. Yeah, they're taking 20% of your business. But my thing is, what are you doing with the other 77% or the other
Exactly,
78%? What are you doing with
exactly.
it?
What was your whole objective of getting with it anyway? So
Yeah.
I, I'm in touch with the master franchisee for I'm a franchise owner for this area. He's an awesome man. He's amazing, and I am grateful that I did go under him because it's like having somebody that's knowledgeable about a business and being able to be in touch with them. Because once you get to a certain level with things, you're untouchable. I guess I
Yeah.
would say you're not
Yeah.
available. You make these false promises. I could pick up the phone and I could call and be like, I need this, this, and this, and he'll take care of it right away without an issue. So it does get frustrating. One thing that I will say is knowing your contracts and knowing your contracts and understanding them. I just picked up something new and I'm like, I'm on the fence. I'm like, should I keep it? Should I not keep it? Should I keep it? It's an awesome project, awesome contract, and it pays out a lot of money. And I'm just like, I've had so many contracts. Do I actually just want to add that to, And then it's like, it's like a second nature to me now, right? So it's just,
So
like I said,
how are you finding employees?
word of mouth.
There you go. That's the
Most of the
best
time, my
source.
contract, I'm telling
That's
you,
that's the best
and they
source.
are the most loyal ones too. Most of the time, one of my contractors, I'll tell them, "Hey, I got something in this area," and they'll say, "Okay, I have a friend. We'll meet." And 9 times out of 10, they'll take the contract and then they'll refer someone else. So it's
That's
it's once you into it, like I said, it's not easy in the beginning, but if you stick along with it, it's worth it.
yeah,
It's worth it.
yeah.
Especially when you get to the end of the year, and then I think I watched your video. You said we want to show you how me and my wife turned such and such into 200 and something thousand dollars. I'm like, now I'm looking like I just did it too. So it's just like, okay, it's real.
Yeah.
So
I'm
and I
so
and I
proud.
always like to tell people about it myself. I'm not really one that likes to be on video and things like that, but I am in the corporate world, right? And I do have to do a lot of Zoom calls with my customers now. And I go to work and I make a good amount of money. And I'm like, if I'm making millions for these people, I can make millions for myself.
There you
And
go.
then, like you said, or like I believe in, staying in your lane and worrying about what your objective is the most important part when you're doing business, because you can't worry about what percentages somebody's getting, because they had to get where they were at for a reason. Now they're extending themselves to get you to another level. So why would you want to take that from them? They
Exactly.
did work hard for it, right?
Exactly.
So
And then I look at it like this. We get some complaints, but they get the bulk of the complaints to them. They
correct.
feel all of that. They're a buffer for us. They go out and
Listen,
get these contracts. Do you want to waste all your day going out looking for contracts? They do
not
it
at
for
all.
you.
And I tell
Exactly.
people that all the time. I literally have one of my one of my biggest contracts, right? I just seen that they sent them a letter saying to suspend service. There are probably more than 20K backed up in bills. It hasn't affected me because of the things that JanPro has set up. So I'm just like, okay, let me know when they're going to suspend. And I'm not hurting for anything because it's just like, I followed the rules. I made sure I paid attention to what insurances I needed. And so JanPro hasn't even mentioned to me that the suspension is even happening. They mentioned it in the review, with when they do the customer service, but I don't have to turn around and tell my contractor to say, hey, I can't have money for you this month because XYZ. So that buffer for me has been amazing.
That's right.
So
I'm
read
I'm
your
I'm
contracts.
that's
Don't
right.
look at it like you giving something away, because in everything you do, you have to give to give.
That's right. That's right.
So I truly appreciate you and your wife, because before I bought my franchise, I was doing research and I seen so many negative videos. And then when I got to you and your wife, you guys were so happy, and I was just like, okay, I'm trying to get like that. I wanted,
Yeah,
and then to find out after watching you guys, you were in real estate and you were in so many different things, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not going to be on this fence no more. I'm jumping off because I'm ready to run, and
yeah.
that's what I did. And it
Uh,
hasn't been stopping. I've been getting new contracts after new contracts, and I'm like, okay, I want to take this one. I want to take this one. I don't want to take this one. You have options.
That's
It's not
right.
like I have to do anything.
That's right.
So
It's a
I love
blessing.
it.
Thank you.
It
Thank
is.
you.
It is. I went from just to give you some background on myself, living in Washington D.C. The real estate is ridiculous. It's when you look at it from a person like myself, it's like you look at it and you're like, it's impossible for me to be able to do that for myself, right? Going into Jam Pro the first year, I was like, okay, the pandemic happened. I was not in a worry for anything. I was doing my contracts. I'm like, okay, everybody else, they getting laid off their jobs. I was even laid off from my 9 to 5, but it balanced out for me because I was able to do my contracts. As I was driving 2 hours away to do contracts, I was just like, I don't care. I'm gonna, make sure I get my foot in it and know what's going on, right? The first year, at the end of the year, I'm like, I made that much money. Oh my goodness. Really? The second year I got my return, I said, oh my God, this is real. And I said, I'm going to make a call with him because I was supposed to do it a long time ago. And I was just like, I got to make the call. And then when you told me you was available today, I was like, I don't care what I'm, look, I have meetings that I have to go to with my clients for my 9 to 5. I'm like, nope, I'm pushing it to the side because at the end of the day, I have to do what's best for me and my family.
Right.
My daughter's about to be in 12th grade, but she's doing college courses. Able to, I was able to fund her business, from my
Ooh.
business, and she has her own nail business, and it's been successful. So it's just like I don't want to just keep my. I want to help other people, but I want to show them how, just like you said, to be financially free. Of poverty is very very serious. And when you out of it and you can look at it, it's a sad situation. And I know that it's not going anywhere. But if I could just grab one or two or three people out
You
of it to say,
go.
okay, let me show you this way.
And if
Hey, I've
each
done
one of us
something.
do that, we can help our community get back on track. But
I'm
it's
telling
about taking the enviness, the envious, the
you. And it's not,
jealousy out of it,
yeah,
and just reach back and say, hey, I was able to do it. I'm no special than anybody else. You're able to do it too, but you got to have that will and that desire to push past all this negativity.
yeah.
When you feel like you're ready to quit, because like I tell a lot of people, me and my wife was ready to quit every day,
Listen,
but we had to push past it. You
yeah,
know,
because the end goal is not about you. The end goal is about what the people that's coming behind you.
that's
I'm
right.
doing this for my grandchildren. My children are living through it already. I'm talking about real wealth, right?
Yeah,
So it's just like when I'm ready, I have issues with my feet. So I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? These feet are stopping me. Then I pray about it. I say, Lord, please get me through this day. Keep it moving.
that's
I
right.
mean, you only get one life.
That's right.
And I'm so grateful that I ran into you and your wife. I promise you. It has been
Wow.
a true blessing for me and my family.
Well, that's why we're here. That's why we're here. And it's been an honor to speak with you. And like I said, I will email you the sources that I have as far as real estate. You can always, I will also email you my cell phone number. And that way you can
Okay.
always out to us and talk to us, because if I feel like if I can help one person and that can help another person, we'll all be successful. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's been truly an honor to speak with you this morning, Lenora, and I will email everything out to you. That way you can plug into the real estate side and those people up there in Baltimore. And like
Okay.
hopefully we can get you on another call and you can tell us your real estate stories and get to
It
the
will be.
level with that. Okay.
It
Well,
will be.
thank you for spending some time with me this morning. And hopefully we can hear back from you soon on your real estate journey.
Okay.
And I appreciate you. You have a blessed rest of your day.
Same to you.
Goodbye. Well, guys, I want you to hear it from Lenora Settles. She's amazing, amazing person. She's doing great up there in the DC area with her Jam Pro business. And I'm praying that her real estate journey will be just as blessed as her Jam Pro business. If you like this video, like it, comment, and share this video. And whoever else wants to get on with me on Zoom, leave a comment in the comment box and we'll set up a Zoom call with you. Until next time, thank you. And I'll see you soon.